Do-do-do. Ah! Fatality. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. Looking good.
Can't let there be dead air.
There you go.
Hey, can we talk about something for a minute?
Sure.
Why does the 2019 Joaquin Phoenix Joker movie already have reviews on IMDb with people giving it 5 stars talking about I can't wait, or people giving it 1 star talking about I'll give it a real review when I watch it? Can we not?
Yeah, man. I would recommend not. You know. But
no. Like, can we just not?
No. I know. I definitely agree. I don't want to bring any attention to it, but there's like people threatening to do shit on the dark web with the premiere of this movie.
Yeah. I saw the news, and I think people are just trying to
stir some shit.
Not in like an actual way. I think people are just trying to cause a minor panic.
Yeah, I mean,
well, because hear me out, right? And
sure.
I don't condone this, obviously, but like, if you really wanted to do something,
you wouldn't tell people about it.
You wouldn't fucking tell people.
Absolutely
about it.
not.
This seems another kind of like trolly aspect of the interwebs that Fox News is like, oh my god,
right? So, I went to my dad's house to get carnitas this morning. Right?
Thanks for the invite, asshole.
I'm sorry, dude. And he was watching the news.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not gonna get into detail and say who was watching what, who was saying what, or whatever, right? But I've never heard a group of people talk I actually saying a fucking thing. You know what I mean?
I totally get you.
It's the same fucking shit you said 4 months ago. Either impeach him or shut the fuck up. I think Joey Diaz said that, but he's right. You know what I mean?
Let me tell you something, man. We're just at this point in like society where you can't get like an unbiased opinion anymore. And that's one thing for a movie, because there's only so much you can talk about in like a technical aspect about a movie or an album,
for sure,
right? But like news, come on, man, give me the facts. Give me why it works for side A and of course why it works for side B, and make your own decision from there.
Well,
man.
I think that's where like the interwebs have kind of been like the leveler on that front, because there are things out there that is just meant to kind of give you information, And I think with the internet kind of being how it is, it's kind of changed how media is absorbed, I don't know, man. I don't want to get into it, but it's just kind of crazy that, that we could have.
I saw this really good comment the other day. It was like, with the rise of like the internet and stuff like that, it turned your village idiot into a village of idiots, because it's just such a damn echo chamber out there sometimes.
Well, that's what it is, though. Like, the internet has given us the opportunity for that person who thinks stupid shit but never says it out loud to find a community of people.
Well, even worse, man, it gives room for like anti-vaxxers, flat earthers,
flat earthers,
all that type of stuff, and it's just kind of sad.
Well, what Neil deGrasse Tyson said something about how he doesn't argue with flat earthers, but he is working, or his idea, a utopia would be to create an educational system that doesn't allow people to think that way. You know what I mean? Like,
I feel you.
Yeah, so I don't know how we got on that. That's definitely deeper than what we do.
What was that rapper? I think it was B.O.B.
Okay.
That was like, he was like falling out of relevancy in like 2013 or whatever, and he's like, oh, well, like flat earth, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, man, I don't know if he really believes this or if he's just trying to stay relevant.
Yeah.
Like, you hear that Tila Tequila has been doing some really dumb shit lately. Just to kinda...
So what makes this different from anything else that she's done?
No, I mean, like, but like especially dumb shit, just to kind of stay relevant. Anyway, this isn't a celebrity news thing.
No,
but,
definitely not.
That was a rather interesting and more formal pre-roll.
Because usually Gabe's like, I'm a robot. Yeah, that was not the intention for our pre-roll. Usually it's just Gabe going.
So anyway, dude, I just think IMDb should just do a thing where they say
disabled.
Nobody can review this movie until it screens. Because like, think about it. If you've already seen the movie, like if you have some sort of connections, or or you're like Roger Ebert, who's like a professional reviewer, like you probably already have your own website.
Mm-hmm.
Either that, or you sign an NDA that says I won't talk about this movie until it's out.
Faux shiz.
I just eliminate that, man, because now, like, you're gonna have all these reviews skewed in the long run, right?
Absolutely.
Because like
there's always the counterbalance of like whatever. There's always the other person on the other side who is, this won't be a thing. This can't work, kind of a thing with the internet. So like even with when you think about maybe like Wonder Woman when that came out, like everybody was like, oh yeah, it was a lot of fun, and there was the counterbalance of people like, it wasn't that fucking good. I didn't see it, but there's no way it was that good.
But you know what this is? This is like imagine this. If you open this up to like video games, right? Imagine if EA paid like a 10,000 people to review their game before it was even out and say nothing but positive stuff.
Don't they do that?
I mean, I don't know the logistics of that. I'm sure they give pre-release codes and stuff like that out, but it's usually save your big grandeur opinion until launch day. It's like this embargo on it, right?
Yeah.
It's usually you can show some footage and you can talk about the facts.
Mm-hmm.
It's usually that.
Yeah.
At least what I've seen with some major reviewers.
Okay.
But like think about it, right? Let's say they're coming out with a new game and all these people that they paid and they say go give us like 4 and 5 stars.
Yeah.
And then sprinkle in like a 1 star or 2 star for every like 100 or odd, just so people don't get suspicious.
Yeah, they're like, why is everybody in this network of people saying such positive things?
And I'm kind of curious to see what movies did employ that kind of technique.
I'm sure there's definitely some out there that obviously we'll never get to know about up front.
I heard there was do you remember that mobster movie that came out early this year, like February, March maybe? Gotti? You remember that with Travolta?
Yeah.
I heard I didn't see it, so I can't give you an honest opinion about it, but what I heard was that the movie was absolute trash, but the reviews were really good.
Mm-hmm.
And so the general consensus was that people were paid and these reviews are fake and shit like that.
Really?
So I actually haven't seen it.
Okay.
And I can't give you my opinion on it, but that was kind of the rumor that was being spread.
Interesting.
As to the validity of it, I couldn't tell you. We'll get around to it though.
Absolutely. All right, Gabe. Well, officially the longest pre-roll of all fucking time.
You think so?
7 minutes. That's
7
long.
minutes. You think that was longer than anything we did with like Adam and the women?
Probably.
All
right. You ready, Gabe?
Oh yeah.
What is going on, guys? Welcome to the Second City Kids podcast, episode number 134.
134.
Oh, yeah. We are back on a dark and dreary day on the south side of Chicago, Illinois, on September 29th, which is the day after my birthday.
Awesome. Happy birthday. Did you know you share a birthday with Bam Margera?
I did know that, yes.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I also share one with White Sox player Danny Mendick.
There's one more person that I'm drawing a blank on.
Gwyneth Paltrow.
No. Somebody else. I can't. I'll get back to you on it. But
okay.
I know there was another person.
Yeah. So those are the people I know for sure. You had a little anecdote you said you wanted to do?
Yeah. So, Jake, our sound monkey, and also the host of the show.
Sure.
That one.
Yeah, the thing. Yeah.
So he usually just drags the thing on our opening into our DAW.
Yeah.
Our workstation.
Duh.
My little joke was I have this buddy, and he's a coder just like I am, but he has this gross habit of like installing all this unnecessary like plugins, add-ins, or software to do like a really menial task. And he was telling me the other day, he's like, "Yeah, man, you should check this like program out." It's like, "Well, what does it do?" He's like, "Oh, well, when you have like 2 folders open, you like type in the name of one file and it'll send it to the other folder." I was like, "Or you could just use the fucking mouse like a normal person." You click and you drag it over. And
it's amazing because you would think somebody like that would find a way to be like the most efficient they possibly can on a computer.
There's no way you can efficiently type out your file name faster than I can click and drag it over.
Yeah, for sure.
The only exception is if you have like, I don't know, like a 4-letter or less name, right?
Yeah.
That's
funny.
But it's just like come on, man, don't reinvent the wheel here.
Absolutely not.
It's ridiculous.
There's nothing wrong with a better mousetrap, but it has to be a better mousetrap. It has
to be efficient.
Yeah.
And it has to make sense.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but he's been like, we worked on projects before. He's like, "Dude, you need A, B, C, and then you're going to need like half of D." And I'm like, "Well, listen, we already have A because of class, so I'm just going to take that all the way to the finish line." And I did.
Okay, fair enough. All right. So, how was your week, buddy?
How was my week? My ribs fucking hurt. We'll get into that later.
Okay,
my week was actually really good, man. I came back to Chicago yesterday.
Okay.
Other than that, it was me waiting for Thursday.
Okay, fair enough.
So between last podcast, it was
Just waiting. Anticipation.
Anticipation, my friend.
Absolutely. That's cool. So I don't know if we're going to be rolling sound on Sunday coming up. Yeah, because I will be arriving back home that very day. If I have the energy, I plan on doing it. Obviously, I'll keep you updated on that because finally the Great 4 Chip is happening for me.
Cool.
So I'm gonna try. Don't hold me to that. I'm gonna try to give you guys like updates. And like sprinkling like random, this is what we did today and la and putting it up on the feed. Obviously not counting as real episodes.
Hey, maybe boot up that Periscope.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Go live on Twitter for maybe 10 minutes or something.
We'll have to wait and see, I guess. But yeah, that's the plan. For now, obviously plans have changed. Will change, I'm sure. But yeah, we're pretty excited about that.
Good news for you. It seems like the Star Wars park, Galaxy's Edge, has been grossly empty.
Yeah.
At least to Disney standards. So hopefully you won't have to wait much.
Yeah. It's not too bad. So I'm pretty jazzed about the whole entire thing. And we leave Sunday, like I said. Or wait, whoa.
Your week's skewed, buddy.
Yeah, I might.
You got another week of work.
Well, I got another week of work, but we're not gonna be able to do next Sunday's episode because I'm gonna be on a plane.
Maybe we should do it on Saturday.
Yeah, maybe that's what we'll do.
Push it back a little bit,
or up, I guess technically.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, we're really bad at days, guys.
So next week
instead of Sunday, Saturday.
Cool. Well, we're gonna have to do it a bit early because I have a show that night.
Who are you seeing?
Catfish and the Bottlemen.
Oh, okay.
Awesome.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, we'll see what we can do. I'm sure. Hopefully, I'm ready and packed and ready to go at that point. Just gotta sleep and be there. My first plane ride. I'm terrified.
You're gonna love it.
I'm terrified.
Bring your headphones. You'll love it.
Okay, fair enough.
We'll get into that later. I'm sorry. I'm jumping.
Yeah.
I'm jumping like 3 guns here.
Absolutely. Yeah, we got a fat boy agenda here.
All right. Let's get right into it.
All right. So first thing. The Taiwanese leopard. Have you heard anything about this?
Nope.
Apparently, this leopard has been extinct officially for 35 years. Mm-hmm. But recently, we have found one and has come out of its cave. And Lord knows how long it's been hiding there or where its pack is. But not officially extinct after all.
Cool. I always see things like, this animal's going extinct, blah, blah, blah. And we should feel bad because like a lot of the time it's because of what we do.
Yeah.
But I saw a comment one day that was something along the lines of 99% of species that have ever existed have gone extinct. And it really kind of puts it into perspective.
For sure.
But I'm glad for that Taiwanese tiger. Now we got another kind of predator that should be above the food chain, but we laugh at it because we have guns.
This is true. So let's go ahead and get fucking knee deep into this shit. Neck deep. The
featuring Sam Carter.
As the emotional kids in all the suburbs go. All right, let's go ahead and get this started. So El Camino, you know what this is?
Hell yeah, I know what El Camino is.
All right, so I think this is something that's been rumored for a long period of time, but nothing substantial has ever been announced for sure. But essentially, this is the continuation of Breaking Bad.
Well, Jesse's story of Breaking Bad,
called El Camino, and it's his whole thing. It's called the Breaking Bad event, which I think is kind of cool, kind of an interesting little perspective on it. And obviously, I didn't finish the series. You did. How do you feel about this, man?
Well, first I was kind of apprehensive about it. Because the ending of Breaking Bad, in my opinion, is damn near perfect. You know, it was just so well done and stuff. And then when I heard that there's going to be a movie sequel to it, I was like, man, I don't know how I feel about that because no matter what they do, it's going to mess with the integrity of the original ending, right? Mm-hmm. And then the trailer came out on Tuesday or Wednesday, whatever the fuck it was, and I was like, I'm full blown ready.
Okay.
And it kind of blows my mind that what's his name, Aaron Paul, right? He was essentially kind of like a nobody before Breaking Bad. He took this role and he dominated it. It was insane.
Yeah, it's funny because he's kind of subsequently returned back to the cave from which he came.
I mean, I don't think that's a bad thing at all. I think people wanted that return.
Yeah, for sure. It looks interesting tonally. It looks like something that they put a lot of love and care for.
Yeah.
And yeah, like I said, I never finished the series, but I'm sure it'll do it justice.
Bryan Cranston and Aaron Paul have their own tequila brand, or is it mezcal? It might be tequila. One of the two.
I think I did hear something like that.
So they're super buddy.
Aren't they? Didn't they start a production company too together?
I don't know about that one, but I wouldn't doubt it.
Okay.
They're really close. So
I'm sure they are.
Yeah, man.
Speaking of being real close, all right. This next thing, this came up in the middle of the week. Gabe put a little text on it say I beat him to the topic. So Bob Iger, who is the CEO of Disney, is releasing a book. What the name of the book is slipping my mind at the moment. But essentially, he recaps, I guess, his conversations and relationships with George Lucas. And Bob basically said that when they were purchasing all of Lucasfilm, that George gave him a what's the one I'm looking for?
plot.
Outline. Yeah, an outline
of
7, 8, 9 for episode 7, 8, and 9 of Star Wars. Now, with that being said, Bob's like, okay, sweet, and never looked at it ever again.
Well, it was kind of like a courtesy thing. It wasn't part of the deal, but Lucas was like, hey, I do have this.
Yeah.
And I'm tossing it in because you guys own Star Wars now.
Yeah.
And so I guess Lucas was a little salty that they didn't use it.
Now, he's like, the word that was used was betrayed. All right. George Lucas felt betrayed by Bob Iger and Disney's
for $6 billion.
$4 billion. $4 billion. Yeah. So I just want your opinion on this.
Okay.
Who's in the right? Who's in the wrong? Whose side are you on?
First and foremost, if you gave me $4 billion, you could do whatever you want, Chief. I don't care. $4 billion is a lot of fucking money.
Yeah.
And George Lucas knew damn well what that contract meant.
Yeah.
Now, that being said, he did have outlines. By no right did Disney ever have to use them.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, I can understand why Lucas was feeling a bit salty.
Okay.
Because, I mean, it was his baby up to this point.
Mm-hmm.
But when your kid turned 18 and joined the Army, you can't do much to stop them.
True.
You know what I mean? When he signed himself away like that, right?
True.
I get it. I want to see the outlines, though, because I'm curious to see what is not better, but what is worse in this scenario.
Yeah. I think people fail to remember that George Lucas did do the prequels. And whether you have, a strong or negative or positive feelings about them, there was definitely things in them that didn't quite line up to the original, obviously. And I agree with you. I mean, that's nice. Sure. Great. You feel the need to share your vision, so to speak. But like you said, once they sign it on the dotted line, it's not on you no more. It's not your responsibility to worry about these things anymore. And me and Adriana were talking about it. I'm like, I'm not going to cry for the billionaire. You know what I mean? I'm not going to get upset for the billionaire.
$4 billion. Dude.
Yeah.
You take all my original ideas. For $4 billion, you can have this fucking podcast. Are you kidding me? We'll go buy an island and we'll retire.
Absolutely.
At the ripe age of 26 and 23.
Correct. So I'm on Disney's sides on this. I mean, obviously, I don't know if I'm being just a homer because I'm so biased towards Disney. I know that. I recognize that.
It's not even a bias, dude. It's just basic business etiquette.
Yeah.
They bought the entire fucking Star Wars franchise.
And not even just that. Everything Lucasfilm's containing, too, as well.
I'm more upset that Disney canceled 1313 as opposed to them not using Lucas's outlines.
I agree.
I'm much saltier about the closing of LucasArts.
LucasArts, yeah.
Because that was a fucking awesome company.
Well, yeah, not so much near the end.
No, I mean they did have a lot of bangers.
Yeah,
and
they did.
It's hard to ignore, but what? There's very few game development companies that have a perfect run.
True.
Yeah,
this is true. But yeah, I don't feel bad for him. Like I said, I'm not going to cry for the billionaire. They are no way obligated to continue to craft it in his vision anymore. He lost all rights to that. Cool. And I get that. I mean, it wasn't even him saying it. It was more of Bob Iger kind of releasing this information. George obviously was very quiet about the whole entire situation because this first time we're hearing about it. So I think, everybody did their part and everybody was in the right. It is what it is.
Whatever, man.
So,
speaking about Star Wars, let's just jump right to this. So the Darth Vader helmet that David Prowse wore sold. I didn't think it'd sell because there was no bids until the very last day.
Okay.
So starting bid was $250,000. What do you think it sold for?
Let's double that.
$500,000?
$500,000.
You're a little short.
For
what?
$425,000.
A little short.
Really?
Wait, how'd you go from $500,000 to $425,000?
I'm short. Oh, I thought you meant
short.
Okay. Oh, okay. So it was up. It was an excess of. Let's go to 6.
A little short.
Really?
Yep.
7.
$900,000 it sold for, just shy of $1 million.
Get the fuck out of here! Did it really?
$900,000 it sold for. So whoever bought that, congratulations! You probably have one of the most authentic pieces of Star Wars merch that's just unsoiled.
Yeah.
It's just so pure, so contained. Because even Rogue One was a banger.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The iconic Vader helmet. May it rest in your man, woman, or whatever gender you are, cave until the day you die.
Yeah,
you die proudly.
That's crazy because
$900,000.
You and I were thinking that it was going to fall incredibly short of that. Apparently,
I thought it was going to sell for a lot more in my heart, because I was like, dude, I know that's going to sell for like $5 million, right?
There's some rich asshole somewhere, really.
Right.
Yeah.
And then, like, I'm telling you, man, like, on the last day, there was bids. And, like, the whole week I was watching it, I was like, dude, this thing's just not going to sell. I don't think anybody wants to buy this. And then, boom, $900,000. Holy shit, dude.
That's kind of fucking nuts. This dude wanted to secure his item.
Yeah. I'm curious to see how many bidders there were in the whole transaction there. But congratulations.
Interesting.
To that.
All right. So, yeah. So that's interesting. All right. So, Jurassic World's got an update because apparently they are making a new movie. And this is capitalizing off what we said last week about the whole future of the franchise. Gabe just rolled his eyes super hard. The hardest I've ever seen him roll it on this podcast. No, but this is kind of a cool update. All right. They have announced that
more Jeff Goldblum.
Well, yes. More Jeff Goldblum, Sam Neill, and what's her name? Laura Dern will be returning to the helm of this ship, so to speak. So, that's some good press for them, right? I mean, we got more Goldblum.
I mean, a sinking ship is still a sinking ship, but sure.
This is true.
Even with a new captain.
Yeah, this is true. Well, I guess we'll have to wait and see. Maybe they'll tie this whole thing.
I guess we could say that the ship is going down with the captain. Whoa. That's
Whoa.
one.
Whoa. All right. So, yeah, Gabe's...
That's from Map Change.
Yeah, I know. I like.
Yeah, I mean, do what you got to do, man. Jurassic Park World, whatever you want to call it at this point, is still a multi-million-dollar franchise, and it's still going to make money.
Absolutely.
Because there's people that are still going to see it, and I have my opinions, you have yours, but whatever. They're making money.
Absolutely. Can't fault them for making money. Moving along. Do you recall a Nickelodeon show called Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Yeah, vaguely.
All right. So for those who may not know the premise of this show, essentially, it was like almost like a Goosebumps kind of a vibe. It would have these kids meet at a campground surrounded by, or going to like a fire, right? And they would start to tell spooky stories to each other. And it would go, woo. And the intro was like super iconic on Nickelodeon. Apparently, they're taking this premise, similar to Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, and making a little something of it. I don't know if it's a series or a movie, but apparently it will be coming out soon.
Is Nickelodeon at the helm?
I would imagine so. I mean, I think, I don't know how well Dora did, but I don't imagine it was too hot, right? So hopefully it fares a little bit better than that. But this is a series that I quite remember fondly when I was a child. So cool. Hopefully this doesn't suck.
Have you noticed the Nickelodeon movies after, like, I want to say like the first SpongeBob movie have been kind of whack? At least the one that got like theatrical releases?
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
That's interesting, huh?
Well, like...
I mean, obviously I think we got a Drake and Josh movie, if I'm not mistaken. No. We got a couple.
We got a like a network movie, like, this is the.
Well, yeah, not like it was like a Nickelodeon like exclusive thing.
Yeah.
I think we got a Rocket Power one too, right?
Yeah, same deal.
But yeah, man, like the ones in theaters, even like the second and third SpongeBob movies just didn't do that great.
Yeah, like after the first Rugrats movie, it got a little funky too. You know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, like I said, I don't know exactly if it's going to be a franchise or like a series or if they're going to do like a full-blown theatrical release.
Yeah, man.
But, I think this could be kind of cool if executed well, and if it kind of captures the essence of the original. I think
sure, but the thing is, like, I did my full review on Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, and that did a PG-13 rating. It's absolutely terrifying. How far is Nickelodeon willing to go with this, though? You know what I mean? Because it still is a kids' network at the end of the day.
I think for this particular franchise, I think it's more. I keep calling it a franchise like there's more than like just the fucking show. For the show, I think it was more about the ambiance.
Sure.
Of it. It's not so much about the stories themselves being scary. It's kind of how it set up the story, which was equally as important to it.
Well, I guess Nick at Night did have George Lopez at one point, so
yeah,
maybe
for sure.
they'll be a little bit more willing.
Yeah, I guess. That's an interesting take.
I remember when they made that shift, man. Nick became so much more interesting after that.
Absolutely. All right, so that's that. We're looking forward to it. Big news coming out of the land of Disney. Disney
25 is the magic number.
Yeah. Disney and Sony have come to terms, and then you and I mentioned it when we brought it up when it first happened, that we didn't feel like we were going to hear the end of this, that this was not the end. Apparently it was not, and they have reached terms to release a third Spider-Man movie, and I think multiple crossover events. I'm sure of it.
Yep.
Tom Holland is stoked.
Yep.
I'm sure you're gonna harp on that a little bit, or you want me to?
You posted the scene from Wolf of Wall Street where Leo's like, "I'm not fucking leaving. I'm not fucking leaving," and everybody freaks out. Hilarious.
Yeah, man.
That was the funniest shit ever.
Yeah, he's amped because I'm sure he felt like a parent or like a child with parents getting divorced. I'm sure. super upset that he couldn't, why can't we just be happy and stay
That's
together?
a terrible fucking way to put it.
I mean,
sure.
it is what it is. Why can't we just stay together? But they are. And like I said, I saw this coming. I think we all.
I think Sony was like, well, we can try to do it again ourselves.
I think they spent a good month trying to storyboard. They're like, oh, never mind.
I just, you know what, man? Like, both companies are making a shitload of money at the end of the day.
Yeah.
It's like, well, just give people their dues,
Absolutely.
Because like, it's not like, who gets the 25? Disney gets the 25?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's not like, it's not like Sony would be losing or like, bleeding out money.
Yeah.
It's like you're still you're making most of the money here.
Yeah.
You just got to give a cut to the mouse.
A bigger cut.
Because the mouse got its hands in everybody's pockets and it's playing pocket ball. I don't like that. Diddling your... Anyway, I'm glad they reached something because, I mean, Tom Holland is a phenomenal actor. He's not my Spider-Man, but he is a phenomenal Spider-Man.
Who's your Spider-Man?
You already know who it is, man.
Topher Grace, as you keep calling him.
Tobey Maguire.
Yeah.
But, I mean, we grew up on that. Like
Sure.
the animated Spider-Man and Tobey Maguire. I almost said Topher Grace. But, yeah, man, I think, I mean, shit, dude, we're back on good terms, and I'm happy to hear it.
Absolutely. I'm glad that we were able to bring this to an end because the internet equally shit as large of a brick as it was when it first happened, when it was
Good
first
stuff.
All right. So, let's talk about this.
Godzilla.
I saw Godzilla King of the Monsters. Okay?
What'd you think?
I watched it last night. Okay.
And you still haven't seen Kingsman.
Relax. Hey man, I finished Viva La Bam. Be happy about that. I'll get there, Gabe. Okay. I don't like being rushed. Okay.
Let's see what happens first. If I buy a house, I am getting all my shit back from all my friends. So we'll see if you've actually seen the movie by that point.
Hey man, I guess we'll have to wait and see. I don't know. Anyway, so I watched this last night with my wife. We rented it, and Godzilla King of the Monsters. It's one of the fucking dopest Godzilla movies I've seen in my whole entire life.
That's good. That's good to hear, man.
Straight up, it was fucking sick.
Was it fun?
It was so fucking fun, and it's not even just outside of the fucking monster mash because that's obviously the dope part. But the fucking music, man, they had the old school the old school Godzilla theme song,
Nice.
as he's coming in and out of the water and shit, and all the monsters fucking shined, and Mothra was fucking beautiful.
Yeah, I love Mothra. That's my boy.
Rodan was fucking sick, and just Ghidorah was out of this world, overpowered and insane. It was fucking awesome. And me and my wife had a fucking
A blast.
well, outside of the whole enjoying the shit out of this fucking movie, we had like a fucking conversation about it, or like an discussion, heated discussion about it, because there's a character in this movie who just makes some really fucking stupid decisions,
Okay.
like that don't even make any sense at all.
Like Chris Pratt at the end of Jurassic World, Fallen Kingdom.
Sure.
Okay.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, actually, kind of those kind of line up. Yeah. And my wife's like, well, I would do the same thing because I understand. And I looked at her. I'm like, are you fucking stupid? I'm like, what is wrong with you, lady? I'm like, no, that doesn't make any fucking sense. So her and I had a heated discussion going back and forth during multiple parts of this movie because just some of the decisions making by the humans was really dumb.
You should get the lawyer involved in the divorce proceedings.
I guess so, man. Shit.
That's funny though.
But yeah, man, the fucking fights were sucking. That shit was sick, dude. It was so
Cool.
good.
Do you wish you would have seen it in theaters?
Absolutely.
Awesome.
I'm fucking bummed out that I did not see it because there's a scene, because I don't know if I ever brought this up on air. I'm pretty sure I have, how I fear like large objects, like really, really large objects.
That's pretty funny actually.
Yeah. I just like
like the big ass ant at the fucking museum.
Yeah, the penny and all that. Like it freaks me out. So you would think that I would like tremble in fear over this movie, but there was a moment that almost made me do that. Because they were looking for him. They were looking for Godzilla. Like, where the fuck is he? Because all these other guys, they're waking up. What the fuck's going on, right? So they look for him. So they find him near the Antarctic Ocean, right?
Okay.
And they opened up like the fucking blinds on the ship, on the submarine, and you can see what's going on in front of you. And he's fucking standing there, and he's fucking glowing, zzz, like a fucking like a slow strobe. And you can see him like approaching. I'm like, oh fuck that! I threw a blanket over my head. I couldn't even fucking stand it. But dude, it was just so fucking sick, and everything was just so great. And I don't give a fuck what critics say. This was a Godzilla movie made for Godzilla fans, and I fucking loved it. I thought it was absolutely fantastic.
You know who makes good like Godzilla fight music?
Sure.
Gojira.
Oh,
Yeah. No, listen, that last album, I feel like a lot of that shit would fit it really well into it. Fun fact, they got their name from like the mispronunciation of Godzilla, because it used to be Gojira.
Yeah.
Gojira.
Yeah.
You see it?
I know. Yeah.
But yeah, man. No, I'm glad you liked it though. Because I definitely slept on it, and we both did, I guess.
Yeah.
But good stuff. What's
my rating?
Yeah.
How do we do this again?
Ratings are A to F.
It was a B.
It was a B.
It was a fucking B. The only reason why I couldn't give it an A because it killed off the only human character I cared about.
Okay, cool. And I think giving a movie that's more fun than artsy, meaningful, whatever you want to call it, I think giving that an A would be kind of
disservice.
I don't want to say crazy.
Yeah.
But I think if you look back at some of our previous ratings for movies, they're going to be like, whoa, this movie is really better than this that you gave like a B- on.
I agree.
And then we're going to be like, shit.
Yeah.
Words.
You're definitely right about that. And it does set the stage for the next one.
We're getting the next one. Cool.
In the next Monsterverse. These creatures seem to be converging on Skull Island. So that's what that's.
Yeah, I know what we're getting.
Yeah, that's the tie-in. So that's coming out in March, actually, from what I'm hearing.
Good
So
stuff.
that should be fucking sick. All right. So this is something I put up because I realized something the other day. I was watching a couple of videos. I was watching a video about the Tony Hawk games, right? How so wonderful they were originally, how authentic they were to skateboarding culture. And then obviously near the end when he started to add the peripherals, Tony Hawk's Ride.
I think we watched the same fucking video.
Did we?
Because you're going to talk about how Activision devoured Neversoft. And
not that.
Not that.
No.
You're talking about the Call of Duty thing.
I'm talking about a combination of things.
Okay.
So how Activision has the tendency to find a property that people genuinely love and care about, have an emotional investment to,
and siphon it,
and running it into the fucking ground. Tony Hawk being one. All right.
It was like annual releases at one point.
Yeah, and then that was like the ultimate like fatigue on the whole entire thing. Everybody's like, do we really need one of these every year? Don't think so, right? That's a big one. Guitar Hero.
Yep.
Remember how fucking hot Guitar Hero was?
Yeah, I think we watched the same video here, buddy.
Yeah, you think so?
Oh yeah.
Guitar Hero was like a diamond in the rough during gaming during that time period, and then next thing you know, they have fucking Guitar Hero Metallica, Guitar Hero Aerosmith, Guitar Hero Kiss, Guitar Hero Black Sabbath, and they just couldn't stop. They couldn't stop, right? And obviously, the big thing is Call of Duty now. Yeah. They found a property that they could fucking package and resell every single year over and over again to the point where people stop caring about it. And you're ultimately hurting the legacy of these things. Because let's be real, the Tony Hawk legacy has been marred after American Wasteland, right? Because,
I'm surprised you put it there because I think that's where I put it as well.
Yeah, American Wasteland.
Yeah.
And, Guitar Hero, after Guitar Hero 3 was fucking stupid. You know what I mean? And I know.
The video is called Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 5, What Happened by Matt McMuscles, and he details the history.
Yeah, I think, no, you're right. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we definitely watched the same thing.
How did we do that?
Because
I put it up there?
No, because I thought you were going with the Call of Duty thing, and then I was going to mention this stuff, and then you go into Tony Hawk, and I was like, I know where this motherfucker's going. Check it out. It's a phenomenal video, and if you've been invested in Tony Hawk, he goes into serious detail, and everything that Matt says is correct. Everything that we mentioned, the annualization, the not giving the development team enough time, the game's entries getting more and more and more and more ridiculous and unbelievable, and a shitty product with the Tony Hawk's Ride stuff and this and that. And then Pro Skater 5 was essentially a shell of a game on launch.
The game, for just because obviously you saw it, but the game was 4 gigabytes as is directly out the box, right?
And you got an 8 gig update or something.
The first day patch for the game was 8 gigabytes, double the size of the game. That's fucking unforgivable, man. And Tony basically is like, I don't know. You know what I mean? He was kind of just watching.
So anyway, his deal with Activision's over.
Yeah, he's done.
So they're separated.
But they own the Pro Skater name, Tony Hawk Pro Skater. They own that. So Tony can't even like go elsewhere and like maybe make another run for it because
he could make a Tony Hawk something.
Yeah, for sure. But I don't know if it. I don't know. I saw a video of Tony. He was driving around and he was any random skater he would come by. He's like, "Hey, do a kickflip." And if they did it, he would give them like headphones or something. He was just giving shit out. And some guy's like, "Hey man, are you Eric Costin?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm Eric Costin."
Oh, dude, that's so fucking funny.
I don't understand how people don't recognize Tony Hawk.
Oh man,
Fucking strange world that we live in, man. But yeah, man, and it just got me thinking about. I'm like, man, how do they do that? And with that blends itself to a conversation of some stuff that came out with Call of Duty recently. All right, so Modern Warfare is coming out in October, right? I guess PlayStation 4 users get this specialized game mode.
No. It's not specialized. It's just locked if you don't have a PS4.
Well, yeah, it's an exclusive. All right, it's locked behind. Yay, this is a Sony thing, and it's not days, it's not even weeks, it's a year. This thing is locked for a year to every other user of this game or every other consumer of this game. By the time that these other guys, the PC guys and the Xbox guys,
the next Call of Duty is going to be out.
Yeah, get the hands on this. The next game is going to be coming out.
Okay, man, let's talk Activision because you really had us fooled up until 2 weeks before the fucking release of the game, dude. What happened?
Yeah.
What the fuck? And it's not even some minor bullshit because we've seen DLCs come early to, was it PS4?
Yeah.
And then before that it was Xbox, right?
Yeah.
Everything came early to the 360, but that was like a month.
Yeah.
It wasn't anything ridiculous, like
a year.
A fucking year.
That's crazy. And on top of that, I guess somebody, while they were playing the beta, was able to trigger a loot box notification. So these loot boxes are somewhere hidden in the code of this game, and was able to trigger the notification for it.
I told you, man. They did the same with Crash Team Racing.
Yeah, they're going to do the same strategy, I'm sure, that they did with the last Call of Duty, where
give it a month,
6
weeks, and they'll add it in
and start adding it in and sucking. Content.
Here's a 4 gig update.
Yeah, wonder what this is. And it's just random bullshit that nobody fucking cares about. Man, how do they live with themselves, man? I don't fucking get it. See, I thought EA was bad, and they are. They 100% are, right? But fucking Activision, man. I don't know how they get away with it.
Activision's really scumming it up, and it's real unfortunate because now I don't feel like I want this game anymore.
Either.
Because my whole thing was like, I'm not opposed to getting it on PS4, but I'd prefer it on PC.
Sure.
Simply because I don't have to pay for multiplayer.
Yeah, service,
right?
Yeah, the service. Yeah.
And the nice thing was that it was going to be, well, I'm sure it still is crossplay enabled, right?
Yeah.
So you can hop on, I can hop on with my PC friends, whatever, right?
Sure.
But now, knowing that I get 2/3 of the game,
yeah,
I gotta wait a whole ass year for the survival bullshit. Come on, Activision.
Well, he said basically, what was said is like, oh, well, it counts for like 1% of the game. I'm like, yeah, I don't think you have 100% of. I don't think you know how to math correctly, bro.
That's if it's 1% of the game, you are still not releasing the full product to 2/3 of the user base.
Yeah, and that's fucked up.
That's really fucked up.
I don't. It's crazy how this has turned so ugly so quick with them. I don't even want to say I'm shocked because I'm not. Because I think we all expect.
It was wild. All done in like 4 minutes.
Yeah.
How to burn Rome in 4 fucking minutes, honestly.
It's fucking crazy. And like I said, at least EA, they stand by their loot box bullshit. They're like, well, we own it. It's part of our thing. Hey, this is our game. This is how it operates. Fine. But Activision, with their backdoor scummy implementation of this shit and how it's just hurting and affecting gaming, fuck them. Fuck Activision, man. Who would have thought? I mean, I watch if they were to do it like another Tony Hawk. If they said they did have the contract, you get Tony Hawk and fucking Rodney Mullen and everybody else's DLC. You got to buy them. Fucking stupid.
Oh man.
With that,
so yeah, we did get some good news on top of that.
We did.
Last of Us Part 2.
Yep.
Got a date.
We did.
February
21st, right?
20 something.
21st, I believe. Yeah.
Cool. You excited?
2020. So. Holy shit.
Yeah, you peeked the mic like 4 times.
I'm sorry.
Are you excited?
This.
What do you think about the trailer?
This.
And the Joel thing?
This.
Oh, yeah, this. This.
So, yeah, it was during the State of Play. Honestly, did not watch all of the State of Play. I watched it for one thing and one thing only. Because obviously they announced previously that they were going to be doing it. And I knew that they were going to save it for the end, right? So I was probably watching like the last 10 minutes of it, right? And I was only like watching it in passing because I had it like on idle while I was doing work with my headphones on, right? And then I hear, the highly anticipated reveal trailer for The Last of Us Part 2. So I fucking click on in, right? And this shit just drops a fucking bomb on you. This trailer is so friggin' well put together. They know what they're doing. They set you up. Oh, well, this is Ellie and this is her land. They're still in Wyoming, right? Let's go out on patrol. So you take her and her girlfriend, I guess. They go out on patrol and they kind of set up the world. Hey, first off, this game looks fucking fantastic, right? Because of course it is. You know, the last one was fucking great looking, so you can't not deliver on that aspect. And they set the tone, right? Maybe a little bit darker tonality speaking, which is pretty fucked up because The Last of Us will just make you want to kill yourself.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then they kind of set the hook, right? What's the reason? What's the cause? Now, we don't know for sure. I think it's safe to assume that the girl dies. Dina, her girlfriend, whatever. She dies, right? I think that's kind of safe to assume. And basically, the trailer from that point ramps up to about 100 miles per hour and just shows Ellie doing some devastating, fucked up shit to people with the knife, slicing people up, stabbing them in the fucking neck, axing people on the side, killing clickers, which the clickers look fucking terrifying, even more terrifying than they did in the last game. And I couldn't even take them then. Bloaters just fucking looking disgusting and horrible, and I guess some new creatures who do some new things, right, along the way. And then, you know, on her rampage, she gets pulled off by somebody. Somebody was trying to stop her from getting seen, pulls her to a side. She turns around saying, "What the hell are you doing here?" He's like, and it turns around, and it's fucking Joel. And Joel's like, "You didn't think I was going to let you do this on your own, did you?"
Bum, bum, bum.
And that's it. That's the fucking stage, right? And take my fucking money right now, bro. Take it.
Cool. So, you know, last week I mentioned they don't need to build hype because they fucking we're here, you know. All right, I hate my words. And they did it in, under 2 minutes?
Yeah.
2 minutes and some change, maybe.
Yeah.
So, awesome, Naughty Dog. February, so we got, 4 months?
4 or 5 months, yeah.
4 months and some change?
Yeah.
Cool, man. Put down your pre-orders because this is a safe bet.
Yeah.
Oh, and it's launching with a full multiplayer too, right?
Actually, no.
No, it's not.
Oh, so that's one of the more controversial things. They basically announced, well, hey, you know, we've put a lot of time and effort into the story. That's very obvious. How this is one of the most ambitious games storyline wise. That the factions mode will not be released with the game. Now, there's two ways to interpret that. Either they're going to tack it on, throw it up, which for those who may not be in the know, The Last of Us multiplayer in the first game was actually a lot of fun, really well done. You know, you'd be surprised. You would think that, you know, maybe there was, you know, whatever, right? That they didn't have the time that they're going to be releasing it. So like I said, either they're going to tack it on, it's going to be one big file to download, or they're going to do like its own standalone release. Nobody quite knows for sure what Naughty Dog is thinking on that front.
Cool.
All right. So I'm going to withhold judgment on that particular thing until we have information. But this is another game, like most Sony games these days, I feel like, at least the AAA titles, where they're going to put story at the forefront of the decisions that they make. And I'm fucking ready, bro.
Good shit, sir.
Yeah, I'm fucking ready for this. And I'm just waiting for, like I said, that bomb, because you know it's coming. The Last of Us, the original game, opened up one of the most heartbreaking gaming scenes of all time. And even if I played it recently, by the way, and now being a father, that hurts
even more.
That scene hurt. It hurt to begin with, but it fucking triple hurts now because I can relate, and that's the scary thing. So I'm wondering from the storyline standpoint where Ellie and Joel stand, because they seem to be a little estranged from each other. A little bit. I mean, from my impressions from previous trailers and what we saw is that Joel's kind of the leader, the non-visible leader of this pack, while Ellie's the spiritual leader of this pack of people. Joel's kind of hanging out wherever, somewhere high, and watching everything, while Ellie's actually telling people what to do. Right? That's my impression. Don't know. It's just speculation at this point. All right? And man, they set the hook, man. I'm fucking ready for this. We
can tell.
Yeah, this is gonna be something that I'm gonna fucking dive in head first. I might take a couple of days off of work and just fucking cry for hours in the dark room, and then have a fucking a review for you guys, just bawling my eyeballs out, because I don't know what they're gonna do, but knowing Naughty Dog, they got shit planned, and especially with this fucking franchise, man. This thing is a beast of a franchise, and I'm excited.
My friend, that sounds delicious, and you just went on a 4-minute rant.
Really?
I know you're excited, but we still got 4 months to go. Good shit. Maybe go to a midnight release. Wouldn't that be fun? When's the last time you went to one of those?
Call of Duty or Black Ops 2.
I think mine was. Oh man, that's kind of funny because I think mine was Black Ops 1, and that was November. No, actually, it was. There's a couple things. I missed a date to the. I missed a date. I ditched her to go pick up Skyrim when it came out the day of, and I just played it all night. And look at my clock. I was like, "Fuck, I'm late. Well, I better not go now."
Yeah, right.
The movie already started, so I ain't gonna sneak. Anyway,
that's fucked up.
Where was I? So Nintendo dropped something called Mario Kart Tour. It is a mobile game of Mario Kart, and it is riddled with microtransactions and Luigi's on the one of the images. Like Mario Kart, look, it's Luigi, but he's not even on the fucking roster. Nintendo, what is going on? We cannot keep excluding Waluigi and Luigi from things. Please put them in the game. For sure. I haven't touched it, don't want to touch it. I got Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
I started it.
Okay.
And I don't it's not so much, it looks pretty good.
Okay, sure.
But I don't like the how the steering, I don't get it.
Mobile games are not the way to go, man.
I mean, honestly, I think they were better off being super gimmicky, having you tilt the game sideways and having like a little steering wheel.
You know what mobile games are good for? They're good for like quick games of Magic or like tabletop bullshit, Hearthstone, stuff like that. They're good for that. Yeah, because you don't need a lot of interactivity. Yeah, you go click this card, play it, do whatever you got to do, tap this mana, right? Man, what the fuck, Nintendo?
Hey, man, one step forward, one step back with them, I guess.
You know what my big gripe about Mario Kart 8 is? They have all this good stuff from previous generations, and they added some new things. But my biggest kind of gripe is that I can't make my own Grand Prix. Like, just let me pick my 3 or 4 fucking maps and let me go.
Really? They don't let you do that?
Yeah, they don't let you do that because there's maps I enjoy from all the Prix, and there's definitely maps I hate from like maybe a good quarter of the Prix. Yeah. But to play some of those good ones, you got to play some of the shitty ones. Yeah. So just let me pick and choose, man. That's all I want. Just as one little small thing.
Just a little adjustment for game.
And the battles kind of suck in 8, but whatevs. Yeah. It's Mario Kart at the end of the day. So check out Tour, I guess. Let us know what you think. Yeah. I ain't touching that with a 10-foot pole.
Yeah. I had to stop myself from deleting it. I'm like, well, let me give it another try before I do that.
Maybe give it a week.
Yeah, give it another stab.
Good stuff. Talking about Bethesda.
Did you hear anything about...
Is this in regards to Fallout 76 and the
mask? Helmet? Yeah.
Yeah, man. So mold, respiratory illness... GameStop. Oh, and all that money is going... GameStop essentially has to pay back Bethesda, right? Yeah. If I'm not mistaken. That is crazy, dude.
So essentially there was a mold growing inside of these masks, the red one, I guess. We don't really know.
It was the GameStop exclusive one because they're the only ones doing a recall.
Yeah. And people were getting fucking sick because they were putting this thing on their damn head and getting sick. Or even just sit next to it for an extended period of time.
The fucking irony of that, right? Yeah. You put on a gas mask and the gas mask makes you sick. That's terrible.
That's pretty fucked up.
That was so terrible. I have a friend that was so like hell-bent on making all of us pre-order and get Fallout 76. And none of us were biting. And he's like, man, y'all gonna see. And he didn't end up pre-ordering it. And he never touched it after the reviews.
Fair enough.
But, dude, I feel like the flack for this game just never stops. Like, it's finally in a state where it's kind of like mostly working and people are starting to enjoy it.
Stop kicking
and then
it. It's dead.
Boom, your lungs are starting to explode.
See, what we don't know, that this is a tie-in to The Last of Us. This is where the cordyceps virus comes from.
From Fallout 76. Yeah. So wait, it's also technically a Fallout tie-in.
Yeah.
Which is, I thought we were going to hit Mad Max first before we hit any of this stuff. And Trump was going to be like Injun Joe. I was like, don't give them water. They'll get addicted to it. Wait, man, we've been way off the walls this week. But that's terrible. And you know what? If it was going to be any fucking game, it was going to be Fallout 76. Let's be honest, you're right.
It's true.
There's no way there would have been like a Fortnite hoodie recall because there's fucking cooties all over them or some dumb shit, right?
Yeah, a girl touched it in the middle of the processing and then make Fortnite people explode. Not going to get into that, though.
Talking about these Fortnite hoodies ain't good for hiding jewels in the bathroom. Good stuff. So, Bethesda, man. Todd Howard, come on, dude.
Get your shit together, man.
Let's work towards putting a completed good game out.
For sure.
Let's talk some music news and reviews because we got a lot of shit.
Oh, yeah.
So we're going to open up with Download Festival. And what I mean by that is I'm going to quickly look up the lineup that was announced for Download Festival because this was my topic. And I'm like, I'm going to remember this most of the weeks, right? But then some shit happens. I'm like, fuck, I don't remember any of this.
Hey, man, it happens like with like 95% of my topics.
So Kiss, this is their goodbye show to the UK. fucking finally.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
I just, man, how they've been along for so long.
No
I heard
idea.
Gene Simmons is still a cock too.
Yeah, I heard. Yeah.
Iron Maiden, awesome. Finally some fucking real metal.
Sure.
System of a Down,
Okay.
good stuff. It's loading the rest. God damn it.
You all right? Shit.
Yeah, man.
Oh, shit.
Sorry. But I mean, three contenders that'll draw in a crowd.
Are
already
those
off
the
bat.
headliners for individual days?
I don't know, man. I'm still pulling it up. Here we go. So it's June 12th, 13th, and 14th. I believe so. I believe those are the three. For the 3 different days. I couldn't imagine you put all 3 on like a Thursday night or some dumb shit. You know. Download Fest would need their money back immediately for that one.
For sure.
God damn it. Okay, so System of a Down, Deftones, awesome.
Cool.
Korn, awesome. The Offspring,
Okay.
awesome. Gojira, awesome.
Okay.
Disturbed, Ailstorm. So this is the part where we get a little bit weird. So Ailstorm pirate metal, by the way, for those of you who don't know. We got Black Veil Brides. Okay.
Okay.
Daughtry, Of Mice and Men.
Okay.
Cool, and that's all we have so far.
Okay.
So this is 3, 5, 8, 9 bands announced so far
Okay.
for June of next year.
Interesting.
Um,
Did Download go on a little bit of hiatus?
I couldn't tell you, man.
Because it's been a while since I heard about Download Festival being like a thing.
Well, you know, I think we're just so saturated with like so many festivals now. Like you obviously got the Chicago ones like Lala and Riot,
Mm-hmm.
and then you got Readings and Leeds, which is another big one in the UK, and then you got like
Rock-
Thousand Trees,
Rock am Ring,
and the one in Oshkosh, and this and that. I feel like maybe I'm sure there was. It's just that we don't go to these, and we're not
Yeah.
there firsthand, and we're kind of
True.
just passing,
True.
passive in regards to that.
Yeah, for sure.
Good
For sure.
stuff. Let's talk some Varials.
So, have you heard anything off the new?
Yeah, man. I told you we got that big release date, October, what was it, 11th?
Something like
Where
that.
we got like fucking 4 albums or some shit coming out.
Yeah. So Varials dropped some new 4 songs to be exact, actually, off the new album. And man, they're actually, it's funny because the next band is actually the total inverse, but like they're a hardcore band, right? Let's say New Varials.
They're purebred hardcore.
They're a purebred hardcore band, but with this particular
Set of songs,
there's some experimentation in there, and I think they hit the mark. I think I like this. So Varials, I'm gonna be watching that one with great interest.
good stuff. They're from PA, man. Lots of good talent coming out of PA.
Absolutely,
these days.
absolutely. And the next band, have you seen anything from Spike?
No, I haven't heard anything new from Spite.
They have a new album called The Root of All Evil, and kind of like how you said, you know, this band is more of like Varials is more the experimental side of hardcore.
Sure.
Well, Spike's just like, I'm gonna fucking take, like that scene from Terminator 2 where he takes the T-1000's head and slams it against the fucking metal beam.
Just that for 40 minutes.
Just for 40 minutes, yeah.
Cool.
They went that route, and it's fucking violent.
Was the album out?
No, it's just like 4 or 5 songs. So same kind of deal. I guess everybody's kind of following that lead, which is fine. And it's just this group of songs is just fucking a relentless beatdown of fucking beautiful music. So if you're into hardcore music, I would recommend checking out Spite because their last album's pretty fucking good too. So Spite doing some good shit. My wife was jamming to it. So if that, whatever that means,
Good stuff.
she's all over it, man.
In addition to that, Counterparts dropped a single on Friday called Separate Wounds. I told you I love the last one and I love this one, and
Okay.
I'm super excited for this Counterparts album since this is the first like Counterparts album that I'm like head over heels for since the current will carry us. Oh, a couple of years then.
Okay.
But super hyped. Check it out. Fucking phenomenal
For sure.
single. What else we got on the docket, man?
TDWP, they released a new song too.
Called Chemical.
It calls Chemical.
What do you think?
I fucking love this song.
Dude, I love it too. Holy shit, it's so good. You know what it is? You know what it is? I think I know why you didn't like the first one. What was it called?
Well, there's the last one that I really didn't get through. It was Please Say No. I wasn't really big on that one.
Here's my thing. The Please Say No and the one prior to that, I feel like they couldn't decide what they wanted to do, and they were kind of like pussyfooting around the bush.
Yeah.
But, dude, Chemical is so fucking good. It's so
Yeah.
catchy. They let Jeremy just take the lead on the whole fucking shebang.
I thought that was Mike. I thought Mike was singing.
They're both up there, man, but there's just so refreshing,
Yeah.
dude. I
It was
love it.
nice. It was a nice little change of pace. And I was telling Adriana basically what you told me a couple weeks ago on the podcast. You're like, they always experiment a little bit. What's making this so different? I'm like, you know what? Gabe is right.
It's you got to let a band grow, and sometimes you grow with the band and sometimes you grow away from the band.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
And so you ain't got to keep up with the Devil Wears Prada, but you've been invested since Plagues, you know?
Sure.
So you might as well keep up with the Devil Wears Prada.
For sure.
So I love Chemical, and dude, if the album is like this, I got no doubt this is going to be top 5.
Yeah.
And I think it'll be, you know, we kind of mentioned it with the whole Wage War thing. Like, Chadwick Johnson's 100th said it. You can only do this like brutal in your face shit for so long before you yourself grow out of it. You know? So it's kind of staying true to yourself.
Sure.
And you know, I made my peace with them, and I feel like I gotta mention this every fucking episode, right?
It's like they died.
But yeah, I died and was born anew.
No, they died.
I
mean, album sales indicate.
Yeah, man. No, Chemical is a fucking brilliant single. I love it.
Sure.
It's not anything we've ever seen from the Devil Wears Prada
I
prior.
agree.
But I think that's a very good thing in that aspect. And
Sure.
I'm hoping we get another like 7 or 8 songs similar in nature to it.
Interesting. Okay.
Good stuff. So We Came as Romans came out with 2 singles, Carry the Weight and From the First Note.
Yeah.
Good stuff, man. You know, it's kind of the first thing we've gotten since
Kyle died. Yep.
And it's, I don't want to say it's reckless, but it's heartfelt, it's brutal, it's in your face.
The Carry the Weight song is more experimental than anything they've done prior. I think that leans closer to like what Crucible was doing, because Crucible includes a lot of the same kind of guys, especially the vocalist. So it kind of leave more towards the heavier side, while the other song was more similar to what We Came as Romans has done previously, and it was like a ballad to his friend. You know what I mean? He misses his friend, and that's what the song was about. And I kind of like that. I think you know, he's paying homage to his friend with the style of song that they would write.
You know, I love that stuff, but like when Paul Gray died right after was All Hope Is Gone, I was like, dude, this next album's gonna be fucking like, it's gonna be insane.
Yeah.
You know, like they lost one of their 9.
Yeah.
And then I ended up hating 0.5, the Great Chapter, you know? But this is a band that did the exact opposite, and I think they kind of wooed me. I was never really big on We Came as Romans.
Yeah.
I love these 2 singles, though, man.
Yeah, that's good stuff, and we'll see what. Hopefully, the album will shape up to be just as good as the stuff that they've put out.
Good stuff. Straight from the Path dropped a single called Actions Not Words. Hey, man, straight from the path. You can't go wrong, right?
Dude, that was literally what my impression of him. Like, oh, cool, straight from the path.
I think their consistency can be comparable to like somebody like Rise Against, where you kind of know what you're getting.
Yeah,
it's
sure.
mixed up in some way, but you know, like trail mix is still trail mix, whether you get a handful of nuts or you get nuts, M&Ms, and raisins at the end of the day, right?
That's really well said, Gabe. Yeah,
You know what's in the bag.
I agree with you on that.
Depends how you shake it.
And now it's like, especially compared to with a lot of this other stuff that we've covered already, it was fine. It was cool. But like, there's stuff like Spite and Varials that are just like taking this style like up to a higher level, and Straight from the Path is kind of chilling, you know, kind of doing their thing, which there's nothing wrong with that.
They got a good following, man.
Yeah.
They don't need to change.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, we'll see.
Good stuff. So Dayseeker, album of the year.
Dayseeker,
album of the year.
It's fucking
Let's talk,
man.
Are you gonna do a full album review, or you want to wait?
I will do some overviews. I won't go too deep.
Okay, so we got already off the bat for next week. We're gonna do 2 album reviews. Jake's gonna do the full blown Dayseeker album review with support from me, and I'm gonna do the new See You Space Cowboy review, which is actually a full length album. And
really?
I think you're gonna have some opinions on
like
this.
an actual full length album.
Yeah, no, like the last one was a collection of everything they've done, so it was like 4 EPs shoved into, you know.
Well, is it a full length album that has 13 songs but it's 20 minutes long?
No, I think it's like maybe 9 or 10 songs.
How long is it?
They're like 3 to 4 minutes a piece.
Okay,
it's like a legitimate album.
Fine.
It's not like that Chaos Core.
Okay.
Hey, that's a good name. I'm going to use that,
Yeah.
Chaos Core.
Yeah.
No, it's a full-length album. I think you'll dig it.
Okay.
So we'll do those 2 full. But talk to me about this overview, man, because Dayseeker, you've been on that.
So this is a band this is an album that I've been looking forward to like deeply. Saw it dropped into my queue on my phone, and man, these fucking guys raised the bar on melodic fucking metalcore music, man. And like I said, I don't want to get too deep into it. But Rory, the vocalist, is the fucking star of this band, and there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. He is such a talented, well-rounded vocalist, and it's funny because coming from me, I think most people would expect that I would want a more scream-oriented album. I like the split. There's like 75% singing, 25% screaming, and the screaming just accentuate the points that he's trying to make.
Sure.
Like I said, I'm not gonna like get full blown because I've only gone to it 2 or 3 times already. I want to go through it a couple more times, maybe write some notes down, and give you guys like a full blown breakdown of it. But so far, it's shaping up to be one of top 5 probably this year.
Yeah.
As far as where it sits, we'll see. but next week for the full review. But man, if you haven't have you listened to this at all yet?
I've done a kind of a quick listen.
Okay.
But I have much of the same sentiment where, I think it's funny because I think you and I have this, I don't know, a disdain, maybe a dislike towards like frontmen that are just overly like Matty Mullins and Ronnie Radke, like, we don't particularly gravitate towards those, but I think Rory just flaunts his voice and like the right amount of like, just the right amount of cockiness, like you could tell he's super confident in the way he sings and his falsettos and shit like that.
Well, I feel like Matty and Rodney, it's done with like a level of disingenuous that it's kind of like you could receive it, like it's receptible to you. Where you could, when they sing a certain way, you're like, they don't really feel like that. They're just singing a song.
I don't know, man. It might also be what those two do off stage, because Rory's been pretty quiet.
Yeah.
He's not stirring up trouble.
Yeah, that's true too. That I'm sure the personal life definitely has a lot to.
Yeah, especially when you follow people on Twitter and you realize that you're like, wow, this guy's an asshole.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. So
but, yeah, he just does it in just the right amount of like in your faciness. I think even just like a sliver more would have been too much.
Yeah.
But you nailed it on the head, man. He really is the kind of the main attraction of this circus.
Absolutely.
And not to say that the instrumentals are bad or that the production is bad or anything else in it is bad. It's just you come for Rory, but you stay for Dayseeker.
Absolutely. It's good stuff, man. Whew. I'm excited to get into do a full blown deep dive on this because, like
good
I said,
stuff.
I want to take some notes on this because it's
you take some notes, I'll take some notes, and we'll do the 2 back-to-back next Saturday.
Absolutely. So, what else we got, Gabe?
Oh, we got my Friday. So Thursday night, I took my buddy Greg, who's the co-host on the Exploration Podcast.
Did you change his life, Gabe?
Yeah, it changed his life. So here's how it went down. Thursday night, we flew out from Chicago to New Jersey, which was we stayed in a part of New Jersey, which was really close to New York. It was like a 30-minute drive. Stayed in a trap house that night.
Really?
No, it wasn't a trap house. It was pretty ratty, but whatevs.
It was a trap house. You could say it.
Friday, we got up. We drove over to New York. We had some motherfucking pastrami sandwiches from Harry and Ida's. They put it's like a weird thing. It's like between a cucumber and a pickle. Like it's pickled, but it's still kind of floppy. They put that and they garnished the sandwich with dill, and that shit was tight. We got some everything bagels because when in New York, right? Do like the New Yorkers do.
Sure.
Then we got some tattoos at Daredevil, which is fucking awesome. I don't know if you saw.
Yeah, I noticed that.
That's what I got.
What is it?
That's a traditional dagger and rose that
Very
I got
cool.
done. So
Very fucking cool.
Jeremiah did a phenomenal job on that. Fun fact: it was Greg's first tattoo, and he got it on his fucking chest, and he did not even flinch.
Whoa!
Not even a flinch, dude.
Wow.
And so yeah, man, hats off to him. Then we went to this place called Randall's. Ooh, man, I could tell you about that beef brisket there, but I'd only make you hungry.
Yeah, you bastard.
Then we did, it was supposed to be like a second lunch and a beer, and then we go to the show, but it turned into second lunch, mac and cheese, 3 beers, and like 4 shots.
Okay.
So we did like.
Oh, so that's when you texted me, like, man, I'm in trouble.
So I was pretty. We were both pretty trash before we even got to the pier.
Oh no.
We did tequila shots, and our chaser was this pineapple jalapeno blend. Oh, that shit was so good, man. Holy shit, dude.
Okay.
That was awesome. And
I like how all your Every Time I Die shows is preference with like some sort of alcohol consumption. What's going on with that?
Dude, I don't know, man. Well, not all of them. A good chunk of them. The Buffalo show was. Just because when in Buffalo, do like the Buffalonians, right? But
do as the Buffalo do.
Do as the Buffalo do.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that Randall's place was pretty tight. Had a bunch of beer, had a bunch of liquor. Then we headed over to the pier. Got on the boat. They had some pretty nice DJ kind of warming us up while they're like letting loose and stuff like that, blah, blah, blah. Greg got cold, so we bought an Every Time I Die hoodie. And, dude, let me tell you this, right?
Okay.
We're like sailing already. We're, I don't know, maybe 30 minutes into this kind of boat cruise.
Mm-hmm.
And, the DJ comes off and we like, thank you, blah, 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 whatever. And then the Jaws theme starts playing. And I don't know if you've ever seen any band ever come out to the Jaws theme, but Every Time I Die fucking did that. They came out to the Jaws theme, and they just started ripping their fucking 28-song set list right off the bat. Let me tell you something. I like being close. I like being in the pit. You know this,
okay,
right?
Yeah.
But if you were at this show, there was no not being in the pit. There was none of that. You know, I had to hold my merch in one hand and fucking elbows up with the other, dude. my fucking arm hurts, my ribs hurt. Holy shit, dude, I got tossed around. Dude, he put on that hoodie. He turned on into a completely different fucking person.
Really?
He just went in there, dude. I was like, get him. Motherfucker, get him.
I remember seeing, I think it was Beartooth. He gave just like, okay, I'm gone. And I'm like, oh, shit. And
that was at the bottom lounge too, right?
And then you're just gone. And then I'm like, oh, there he is.
Oh. You just see the giraffe neck flailing.
Top of your hair. Oh, there he is again.
Yeah, man. But, dude, what is there to say about Every Time I Die that I haven't said already? They play interesting venues. They tour with whoever the fuck they want. Mm-hmm. And they have the most well-distributed set lists among their albums. They played songs off every fucking album. They played everything from Indian Giver to Cities and Years to fucking just, like, obviously you're going to play, like, The Coin Has a Say, right? And Decaying with the Boys. But then they play some deep ones like fucking... like I can't even tell you which ones, right? But they did 14 songs, took a quick 25-minute break. Then we put our merch behind the barrier that we were standing next to, and then we just both fucking went in.
That's fucking nuts.
It was ridiculous. Let me tell you this, right? Because, I mean, unless you're like a 300-pound beefcake like Isaac Hill of Knocked Loose, or that dude
you can't not bring that guy up
that
for
dude
one,
from
one episode.
What's his name? We don't know his name. From the Chicago hardcore band. Help me out here. The massive beefcake. The Chicago hardcore band that you're like super into that we saw at Warped Tour. Harm's Way. That dude.
That's what you just said. Did you just say that?
No, Isaac Hill of Knocked Loose.
Oh, I thought
Knocked Loose. Or this dude from Harm's Way, right? Unless you're like that, like keeping your balance in a pit that's like insane is a challenge of its own. When you're fucking swaying on the Hudson left and right, dude, it has a whole new fucking element of difficulty, dude. It was insane. They played a new song called White Void. Holy shit, this might be the catchiest fucking Every Time I Die song yet.
That's a statement.
That's at a fucking live show.
That
was at a live show. I want to hear the fucking studio version of this shit.
Wow.
Mastered and produced, dude. Holy shit. It starts off the very typical, like, Rocky style, that, like, rock punk.
You said Rocky. I'm sorry.
But like, that, like, Every Time I Die, like, rock music.
Sure.
But it devolves into pure chaos and madness, and Keith just wailing on that microphone. Anyway, it was a good show. We got pictures with Andy. Super cool.
Did he have any pro wrestling on this boat?
No wrestling on the boat,
I'm
unfortunately.
shocked.
But he was super nice. Dude, he's like one of the nicest guys ever. Because we were like, I told him, I was like, Andy, dude, like, it's his first Every Time I Die show, and it's my like 10th, and we flew up from Chicago. He's like, dude, thank you guys so much. He like gave us hugs, and we took a picture and shit. And it was super tight.
It's nice.
And dude, I'm telling you, man, like, when let me just leave it at this. I'm gonna just leave it at this. They do just such a good job, and I feel like there's like a handful of bands that I could like really just kind of like lose myself to.
Mm-hmm.
Like, like sometimes you're like looking at the pit and you're like, I could go in.
Yeah.
But like there's bands like Every Time I Die. There's bands like The Devil Wears Prada. Like when Mammoth comes on, I can't not stay out of the pit,
Yeah.
Or like Vanna was like the perfect example. Like after a Vanna show, dude, you feel like a new person. You feel
baptized
good.
in sweat and blood.
Like
beautiful.
Whatever you came into that show with, all your worries and woes and all your just negative shit is gone, right? And Every Time I Die is one of those bands for me. And after that show, dude, we went back to Randall's and we drank some more fucking tequila and cider. And it was just such a good fucking time.
Absolutely.
But it was cool seeing, like, you said that, like, when I went into the pit, you're like, oh, shit, here he goes.
Yeah.
And that, I was kind of in your position there. I was like, go, man, go have some fun. And he just disappeared.
Yeah, definitely.
He's like, did you catch my hat? I was like, you threw your hat at me? I was like, dude, we got to turn on the flashlight.
That hat is gone.
Yeah. Okay. Also, real quick, first show that I wore plugs to, let me tell you that, like, next day, having nothing wrong with you is so nice.
I can't relate. I've never gone to show with the plugs, man.
When we saw Vanna that one year, 2016, I could not hear out of my left ear for like ever. For like a week. It was like a week straight, and I was like genuinely concerned. But I took plugs to the show, and I thought it was going to be muffled. No, dude, I think it was clearer than ever because you don't get that heavy like overhead distortion and shit. Like you hear the music pretty damn well. So I was kind of shocked by that, and I'm glad I brought those with. So I'm a believer.
I just think I'm immune to it at this point in my life.
Maybe, man. Maybe your hearing is already so damaged that you don't know it. One day you're gonna hear the.
I hear that every minute of every day. What the fuck? I live my life with a ring in my ear. It's just how it is. It is what it is, I guess. I don't know.
Stuff. So
I've chosen this life.
Yeah, man. They went back and they're finishing LP 9. Wow. 9 studio albums.
Can't believe it.
Great fucking show. I bought the Jordan poster with the Kraken and the bottle and the ship and New York Harbor. You got anything to say on this, man?
No, man. It just sounds like a blast. I've seen Every Time I Die a handful of times, and they've always impressed.
Oh, I totally forgot to mention this. Let me tell you this, right?
Okay.
We were, because the boat was like 3 floors.
Okay.
And the first floor is where they play. The second floor was merch and food. And the third floor was just like scenic shit.
Yeah.
And so we're chilling up there as like everybody's boarding because we're the second people in line.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I made us get there early.
Sure.
And these people hop on, and there's these 2 brothers. And I'm like, holy shit, I know these guys. They are at Warped Tour Tinley Park, and they are at fucking Tid the Season. And I was like, dude, it is insane to me how dedicated of a fucking following they have. Because these dudes, they might be our neighbors, you know? They're like in the general vicinity of us. And they flew out from Chicago too.
Yeah, man, that's
a hardcore following, man.
Yeah, it happens. That shit happens. Like I said, you know it's awesome when you start to recognize people in the crowd. You're like, hey, I know that guy.
Yeah, dude. I texted Manny. I was like, dude, I've seen, like, you know, these are repeat offenders.
Yeah,
here.
for sure. Absolutely. Definitely.
So you got any comments on this show?
No, man. Just like I said, I wasn't there, but it seems like a lot of fun. I mean, I've never seen Every Time I Die in a strange venue before. So, and you've done it like a handful of times at this point.
Yeah. I think I went to every Time I Die show last year or 2 years ago. Every time they came to Chicago, I went.
Yeah, and I've seen them maybe, like a lot of House of Blues. Obviously at Warped Tour.
Are you still in single digits?
Yeah, probably.
That
probably, yeah.
Cool.
But like 7, 8 or something like that.
Okay.
Like up there. I've seen them a shit ton just on the Warped Tour, like alone. So
they're like number 3.
Yeah. So I've seen them a lot, but I've never seen them in a kind of a strange environment. So
you ever seen somebody crowd surf and like knock down a ceiling tile and that shit turns into like ash immediately when it cracks?
No,
happened right in front of my eyes because it's like those like ceilinged or those tiled ceilings. Excuse me.
Controlled debauchery. Gabe indulged in this weekend, I guess.
Yeah, man, that was nothing but fun. Let me tell you that.
Absolutely, sounds like fun.
It's actually, I think this is the 4th time I've been to New York, and this is the most fun I've fucking had.
Okay, and it wasn't even just the show; it was just like the surrounding events as well.
Dude,
right?
It's so nice when you're just kind of like off the leash and you're like go explore.
Yeah,
because it really was like we woke up at 9 and we're like, all right, well, doors are at 6. Let's go fuck around.
Yeah, let's go walk.
And it was just the kind of the beauty of it, you know.
Absolutely, cool.
Just hanging around Manhattan and shit.
Very cool. Very
awesome.
Cool. Excellent. Are you gonna do that?
What are we looking at?
Warner Bros. Black Keys.
Oh yeah. Okay. So okay. So good thing this is last. There was an episode of the Joe Rogan podcast with the members of the Black Keys.
Okay.
Which is a band. I don't know where to even categorize them. They make good music, and you should check them out.
Sure.
Anyway, you should check out this episode, even if you're not a Black Keys fan, because they have a lot of insight into the music business. And what they said was when they signed with Warner Bros., right? And I'm just paraphrasing loosely. You should go and listen to this episode. But they said that a lot of the times, one of the guys is married to a singer who was also signed to Warner Bros. And she came out with like this Americana album, right? Mm-hmm. And it was like a departure from what she did prior. And so what Warner Bros. Did was they cut their losses on the album and they shelved it. And it never released. It never saw the light of day. Okay. And so the guy from the Black Keys was essentially saying there's somewhere in the Warner Bros. Headquarters a shelf of albums that have never fucking been released, that have never seen the light of day, simply because Warner Bros. Said this isn't catchy enough. This is this and this is that and this is, and they just said fuck it. We'll take the $80K loss, and you're no longer part of the label.
Really?
That's fucking insane.
Yeah.
Because I mean, we've seen bands that dropped controversial-ish stuff, and labels have dropped them, right?
Yeah, for sure.
But to simply never release it and to just say, fuck it, we'll take the $80K hit. Yeah. That's insane.
That's a little nuts.
So there is somewhere in the dark corner of the basement of Warner Bros. Headquarters of just probably hundreds of albums, I'm imagining, never been released, never been touched.
I know. Well, I don't know how. It's somewhat similar because I remember Lights made a comment about Bless the Fall and her business relative to Bless the Fall, because her and Bo are married, right? From Bless the Fall, the vocalist. And she talked about kind of the difference in pay, right? About how they basically get carte blanche, especially during the area what they were talking about when they were like the biggest band. And she has to like follow like the norm. And then she said one time, because she shared the same management as Linkin Park, and she said they're like, well, you're not Linkin Park, basically, is what her management told her when it comes to like getting in contact with people and hearing back. They're like, well, when Linkin Park calls, we call them back. Is basically what they told her to her face. And it's like, well, what? How? I mean, like, obviously, when you're young and you have a dream, you know, you basically are going to sign the paper to whatever you think is going to get you your dream, right?
Not always, because these guys did 4 albums that they recorded in their basement. And then I think on number 5, they signed with some indie label. And the deal was they pay to record it. They get the label pays for advertisement and distribution and shit like that. So it was like almost like a 50-50 split. Yeah. You know? But it's crazy, isn't it? Yeah. Just to like sit there and think like the label told you, nah, we're just not going to rock with it. Yeah. That's insane. It might be the most recent one. He always putting out shit. But check out that episode with Joe Rogan and the guys from the Black Keys. They're, first of all, the one guy is a phenomenal fucking speaker, and he should have his own podcast. And he's really like well versed in this stuff. But yeah, dude, because I was listening and I was like, holy shit, that like blows my mind.
I mean, like, I don't doubt it, but it is kind of, because I think that stuff that we create in our heads, it's like, well, you know, I think we have this idea like, well, of course it's like that, but hearing somebody explain, like, yeah, that's how it works, it's like, whoa, you know what I mean? It's kind of scary. Yeah. Because, like, you know, that particular artist put her soul into that. But it's like a piece of herself.
It's wild because, like, Warner Bros, they could take the loss, but if like Rise Records or Solid State, they'd be like, well, put it out. Yeah. If it sells, it sells. And if it doesn't, well, then sorry, guys. You guys got to find a new home, you know? And, yeah, and just for them to just say, fuck you. You know, this isn't seeing the light of day. Enjoy being like a blue-collar worker or whatever.
That's crazy.
That blows my mind, dude. But, yeah, check that episode out.
I will. That's something that interests me.
Like I said, you don't even need to be a Black Keys fan. They just have a ridiculous insight into the music industry because they've been doing this shit for, I think, like 19 or 20 years. Yeah. And it's always interesting to hear it from somebody who's just been touring since they've been, like, 18 years old.
Absolutely. All right. So that
was 134.
That was episode 134 of the Second City Kids podcast. Gabe, you got anything else?
No, dude. I think I got out everything I had to get out.
Yeah, it was a pretty good show, if I say so myself. But yeah, like I said, that was episode 134 of the Second City Kids podcast. We will be here next week, hopefully Saturday.
2 album reviews.
Yeah, for episode 135. I will be on my vacation, and then we'll be back after that. So until next time, next week's children. Deuces. Thank you guys for joining us this week on the Second City Kids podcast. You can like us on iTunes, Google, anywhere else podcasts are found. Any comments, questions, or concern, you can email us at secondcitykids@gmail.com. Until next week, folks, deuces.